Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This tutorial will be on these knotless box braids. What I'll be going over are the products that I used, how I stretched the hair, and the technique for feeding in the hair. What I won't be going over is the parting, tucking the ends, and sealing the braids once you're done. The products I used are the Curls Control Paste for parting, the Style Factor Edge Booster for tucking in my ends, and the Style Factor Wigout Fitting Foam to set my braids. If you don't purchase pre-stretched hair, you have to stretch it yourself. And basically what that is getting the ends of the braiding hair to be feathered rather than blunt. So that way the braids will just look better at the ends. So this is how you do it. You just have to hold it tight at one end and pluck out the hairs one by one. And then once you're done with that, just comb out the braiding hair and make it smooth and just remove any knots that are in there. It's pretty simple. I purchased 8 packs of hair and ended up using 4.5 to 5 packs of hair. I will be linking the website where I purchased it. I purchased it from a black-owned company, and they sell a lot of pretty ombre colored braiding hair. So let's get into the braiding. I apologize in advance, guys. I thought I got a better view of me braiding the back of my head, but next time I will do better. But basically, you're starting your braid out as a regular braid, splitting it into 3 legs, and I believe I braided 3 times down before I started feeding in the hair. Once you braid 3 times down, you take your first piece and you put it in between your pointer finger and your thumb finger. And that leftover piece that you see on the side that I was trying to grab, that's gonna go with the top leg. And once I add my first piece in, I braid down until my left hand is in the same position that it was when I first put the feet in. And some people braid down maybe like 2 or 3 times before they add the next piece of hair, but it's your preference. A couple of things to note, and this is something that I think I probably should have done better with. Your feed-in hair should be as small as possible, because that way you can avoid the knots that you see sometimes, where you can tell that the hair has been fed into the braid. So you want it to look as seamless as possible. You also want it to be as small as possible when you start off the braid as well. And based off of the tutorials I've seen, I have seen braids where it gradually gets larger to the desired thickness that you want. So I think that that's okay, but you want to start off as small as possible to avoid knots. So I'm also showing you guys how I do my front braids, because I do have a hard time with my hand placement in the front of my head. So this is how I do it. Something else to note is I need to get better on my parting. I kind of messed up the row that I'm working in right now. I made it too big, and the parts in the back were just too big, and I didn't like it. The day after I finished it, I went back and just split those up, so it kind of messed up the parting a little bit, but not too much. But it was making me crazy, so I had to go back and fix those parts. Parting the back of your head can be tough, but it came out decent. So that's why I didn't want to go over parting, because I'm no expert, and this is my first time. Well, it's not my first time doing box braids, but it's my first time doing knotless box braids. Something else to note, do not use the edge booster when you start your braids to slick your hair down and for it to shine. I only use that towards the end to tuck the ends in, because I have my hair is all one length, so it's just they're blunt ends. And that was actually really challenging for me to tuck them in, so I just used a little bit at the end to make it stay down, and it actually worked. So I used the curls paste for the parting and to slick everything down to make it look nice and neat. And to my last point about the feed-in hair being small enough so that it does not leave a knot. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you can definitely tell where I fed in the hair. You know, my braids are not perfect, but they're decent. So here I am going in with the Style Factor Edge Booster for the ends to lay them down, and for me this really worked. Nothing got too flaky or too white, because that's why I warned you guys to not use it for your roots, because this stuff does get flaky and white. So I would not suggest using it at your roots. So this is me tucking in my ends as best as I could. After watching several videos after I did this, there are ways and techniques to better tuck your hair in, so next time I will definitely try to use them. But this worked for me. It worked for what I needed the style for. I mean, I did the best I could, so it's fine. The last step is using the foam to set your hair. I put this on my hair and then I put a scarf over it and let it dry. And of course I sealed my ends by dipping them in boiling hot water, but that is not filmed. So here are the final braids and just a couple of styles that you can wear them in. Thank you guys for watching. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and I will see you guys on my next tutorial. Bye guys!